Hey folks, welcome back. So we are in for a very exciting week this week. As you may recall, 2 weeks ago we finished up the siding for the Millhouse here, as you can see, and then last week we got our doors put in. So that means we are finally ready to start work on our floor up in the loft area. Now, the last thing that we did last week was we brought down this big stack of old floorboards. Now these came out of the log farmhouse, which is a separate project that is on hold at the moment, but those came out of there, and I'm hoping to reuse them here in our loft floor. Now before we can use them, we have to get them ready to go, which means we need to pull the nails out of the boards. So I think I have a plan for how we're going to do this. First off, we're going to take this and move it back in here a little bit further. We'll dump the boards over there. And then we'll move back this direction with the forks. That way, as we work our way through the stack, the good floorboards can just get put right back onto the forks, so that way they're ready to go. We can move them wherever we want, and it'll be easy to hook up to the forks with the skid steer. Alright, so I think we're all set up, ready to go. We got a chair for sitting in, we got our stack of boards over here, we got the forks right over here, and then this is what we're going to use right down here for doing the nails. So I got a cinder block sitting on top of a 5-gallon bucket. That way we can put the board on top there, whack the nail from the one side to kind of get the nail going back the other direction, because these have heads on them, so we can't just pull them through, and then that way the nail will kind of be able to go down in the hole there. Then we can grab onto the other side, pull it out, and then just drop it right down in the bucket so that all our nails are in the same place. Hopefully it'll work just as well as I think it will. Alright, well, we've jumped ahead about another 2 hours from where the time lapse left off, and the time lapse covered about an hour worth of time, so 3 hours total, but we've got this first batch done, got all that moved over from there, got all our nails out, and so that is ready to go. Next day that we're out here, we'll take that, we'll get that moved up into the loft area, and then probably start working on another batch of it. Alrighty, new day. So I was starting off today with starting to move some stuff out of the way here from our loading doors, so that way we'd have room to put our floorboards up here, get those up here out of the way, so that way they're getting, you know, ready to get put down. And that's when I spotted something that I'd done, or I guess hadn't done. Now, for the most part, you know, I try not to show too many of my mistakes here. You know, I got to keep up the impression that I know what I'm doing here, but this one was just, it was kind of funny, so I decided I had to share it with you guys. So, last year, I don't know, last summer sometime, this post right here and this post right over here, they started to separate just a little bit. I think as they were kind of starting to dry a little bit, you know, it started to bow and they started to move apart. So I grabbed a big ratchet strap, you know, with like a 2 or 3 inch wide strap on it, wrapped it around them, cranked them down, brought them back into where they were supposed to be so that floor joist was sitting just right, and put a few more nails in there, and then I just left the ratchet strap on there so that, you know, it would hold it in place, and hopefully it would sort of, you know, stick to that place that it was pulled to and it wouldn't, you know, expand back out. Well, you might be able to guess where this is going, but I never took the ratchet strap off, and as I was starting to move stuff around up here, I said, oh, the ratchet strap's still going around the post. Now, as you might notice, this post over here is an exterior post, which means that it wraps around the post and the strap is on the outside of the post, which the outside of the post now has siding on it. And I checked, and as it just so happens, we managed to put a nail from the siding right through the strap. So that strap is hooked in place. So we need to go outside, figure out which board this is, pull the nail out, get our strap out of there, put the nail back in, and then we can work on getting our floorboards put up here in the loft. And we even managed to get 2 nails going through this one. We had 1 nail there and 1 nail right there. Alright, well, with that little project taken care of, let's go ahead and grab the loader, get hooked up to the forks, and move these floorboards up into the loft. Alright, the forks are emptied out. We got all of our de-nailed floorboards up in the loft, so let's go fill them up again. Alright, so to break up the monotony of pulling many nails out of a whole bunch of floorboards, we're going to insert a little extra bonus project into this week's video. So once we get started on putting the floorboards into the Millhouse, we're probably going to want a mallet to help knock the floorboards into place, get them real tight up against each other. And I do have a mallet, a rubber mallet, except as you can see, the last time I used it, I kind of broke the handle on it. So we're gonna work on making a new handle for that. I just grabbed a piece of sticker, a piece of wood that I would use to help lumber dry, just to create space in between there. So a sticker, just cut off a little piece of that. It's about the right size. It's good and dry, so I don't have to worry about it shrinking at all after I've made it. And we're gonna turn that into a new handle for our mallet. right, well, we got that project done. New handle on there, so hopefully that'll last a little bit longer than the last one did. All right, well, we're back at it again here, pulling more nails out of more floorboards. Well, we're almost there. This is what we got left over here. That's what we've got done. It seems like this pile is taking longer to get through. I don't know if it really is or not, but it does seem to be taking longer. Maybe the boards are a little bit longer, so I've got an extra nail or two per board. I don't know. But maybe another hour or so and we'll have the rest of these wrapped up. Alright, so this is going to be it for this week's video. Next week, I know we'll be doing more work on more floorboards, knocking more nails out of them. I don't know if we'll start putting any up there. We might at least start kind of messing around with it, seeing, you know, how much we've got and how much more we need to do. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely more pulling nails out of more floorboards. So, you know, that's just part of the process. Now, I have had a couple people ask, where did the floorboards come from? And they actually came from this area of the log farmhouse. And actually they were being used on the walls around here, and I think they were on the ceiling as well. Just a whole bunch of tongue and groove boards. Some of it's oak, some of it's, I think, pine or something. So it's sort of a mix of different stuff. But it did come from the farmhouse, so it's getting repurposed into the Millhouse now. A lot of the stuff is in kind of rough shape. It's usable, but it's not good enough that I think I would want to use it when I redo the farmhouse here. So I decided it would be best just to use it for the floor in the Millhouse, because I'm not going to care if it doesn't just look, you know, really nice. It's a floor in an outbuilding. It'll be fine. It's a good way to reuse it. So yes, the boards actually are getting reused from the farmhouse here. So anyways, like I said, that's going to be it for this week. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time.